This May marks 50 years since we met. We've been married for 48 years. We went out together for 2 years. Even though they were well known, admired, and respected as country music stars, their private lives made them look bad in public. Here is a list of 15 country music stars who have had affairs with more than one man. The first person is someone you would never have thought of. Tammy Wynette is number 15. People often called Tammy Wynette the first lady of country music, and her love life was just as dramatic as the sad songs she sang. With her many weddings, public affairs, and emotional problems, Tammy's name was always in the news. She married Yuppie Bird for the first time when she was only 17 years old in 1960. Even though Bird was 5 years older than her, he didn't back her musical goals. The marriage had problems because of money problems and Tammy's growing desire to become a singer. They split up in 1966 and Tammy moved to Nashville to follow her dream. After a year, she married musician Don Chappelle for the second time. They both wanted to make music, so at first it seemed like a good match, but the relationship quickly turned bad. In 1968, their marriage ended in a shocking way. Soon after, he met George Jones, who was already a famous country star. In February 1969, Tammy married George Jones, making them one of the most famous power couples in country music. They sang duets together, like in Golden Ring, that showed how emotional and unstable their relationship was. Unfortunately, Jones's drinking and their many public fights destroyed the marriage. In 1973, Tammy asked for a divorce, and in 1975, the divorce was completed. In 1976, Tammy married Michael Tomlin, who worked as a real estate agent. This marriage only lasted 44 days, which is shockingly short. It was one of her short-lived ones. Friends said Tammy got married on a whim, and the marriage ended almost as quickly as it started. In the fall of that same year, she married songwriter and former business manager George Ritchie. They were married until she died in 1998. Rumors of affairs outside of marriage were all over Tammy's life. People who lived in Nashville in the early 1970s talked about a short relationship she had with a famous record producer. It was also said over and over that while she was married to George Jones, she had an affair with a traveling musician who comforted her during Jones's worst drinking episodes. There were a lot of passionate relationships in Tammy Wynette's past, just like the themes of her songs. Lorrie Morgan is number 14. Lorrie Morgan has one of the most famous female voices in country music. Her personal life is just as dramatic and emotional as the sweet songs she sings. Her life has been full of love, sadness, and strength, as shown by her 6 marriages and several famous relationships. Lorrie married Ron Gaddis, the bassist for George Jones' band, when she was only 20 years old. They were only together for a short time, but together they had her first child, Morgan. Anastasia Gaddis, in 1980. The couple quickly split up because the demands of traveling and being a young parent were too much for them. She got married to country star Keith Whitley in 1986. Whitley was one of Nashville's biggest stars because of his soulful voice and rising career. Their love story was intense and loved by many, but it was sadly cut short. Whitley's ongoing fight with alcoholism cast a shadow over their marriage, but Lorrie was always there for him. Keith died on May 9, 1989, from drinking too much. He was only 33 years old. Lorrie was left with their young son, Jesse Keith Whitley, after her husband died. After 2 years, she married Brad Thompson, who used to work as a bus driver for Clint Black. Thompson gave them security, but their relationship lacked the spark and closeness that Lorrie was looking for. After 2 years, the marriage ended quietly, and both people got along fine after that. In the mid-1990s, Lorrie went out with U.S. Fred Thompson is a senator and actor. The relationship got a lot of attention across the country, and even though they never got married, the press wrote a lot about it, and Lorrie went to political events with him. She married singer-songwriter John Randall in 1996. Randall is known for his work in both country and bluegrass music. When they first got married, they worked together on creative projects, but after 3 years, they got a divorce. Lorrie married country singer Sammy Kershaw for the 5th time. This was probably her hottest relationship. They fought in public, were very passionate about each other, and split up several times before getting a divorce in 2007. Lorrie married investor Randy White on the beach in Destin, Florida in September 2010. This marriage changed her life because it gave her stability, company, and a calmer home life. They were married until Randy died in 2025. Was her longest marriage. 13. Jana Kramer. Jana Kramer is famous for her part in One Tree Hill and her successful career as a country music singer. In her love life, she has had intense highs, painful heartbreaks, and public revelations. Jana got married to Michael Gambino for the first time when she was 20 years old. This part was dark and didn't last long. Gambino was later found guilty of attempted murder after she attacked her violently, and Jana has been very open about the abuse she went through. Even though the marriage ended quickly, the mental scars were still there. Jana met country star Brantley Gilbert at the CMT Music Awards in 2012 after her acting career was taking off. They fell in love quickly, and by January 2013, they were engaged. The engagement did end in August 2013, though. Jane had a short marriage to actor Jonathan Schaich in July 2010 between those years. It is said that they were married for only about a month before they split up. After her third marriage ended, Jana dated former NFL quarterback Jay Cutler for a short time in late 2021. Their relationship didn't last long, but it was widely reported in the news. Around this time, she was also tied to fitness trainer Ian Cinelli, but they broke up after being accused in public and having fights. Her marriage to former NFL player Mike Cosson may have been the most well-known of all her relationships. After a quick romance, they got married in May 2015. A few months later, Cosson went to rehab for sex addiction, and their relationship turned into a public battle of trust, cheating, and frequent separations. They got a divorce in July 2021, ending their marriage. In 2024, she married Alan Russell, a Scottish former soccer player, in a small wedding. The friendship, which began in 2003, gave her a new start. Alan has openly supported Jana's work and children, giving her a sense of stability she says she's never had before. Dolly Parton is number 12. Even though she has always been very private about her personal life, Dolly Parton's love life has been just as interesting as her famous job. Carl Thomas Dean is her main and longest-lasting partner. They met outside of a Nashville laundromat on May 30th, 1964. There has been a lot of talk about Dolly and Carl's marriage for more than 50 years. Tabloids have said over the years that Parton may have had other love relationships, but she has rarely talked about them directly. One persistent rumor connects her to Porter Wagoner, with whom she has worked on songs for a long time. There was talk about how well they got along on TV. The name Kenny Rogers comes up a lot when people say that Dolly Parton is dating him. Fans loved how fun and loving the relationship between Dolly and Kenny was in their duets, especially Islands in the Stream. In the early 1980s, Dolly had a tough personal problem because of an emotional mess she had never fully talked about. In interviews, she has said that she once felt very close to someone who wasn't her husband. This caused her to be depressed and even have suicide thoughts. In her book, Dolly, My Life and Other Unfinished Business, she wrote that this was her heart matter. Dolly has always made it clear that she is loyal to Carl Dean, despite these rumors. Number 11. LeAnn Rimes. The date that got the most attention for country music star LeAnn Rimes started while she was still married to dancer and director Dean Sherman. They got married on February 20th, 2002, after meeting at the ACM Awards in 2001. Eddie Cibrian and Rimes were cast together in the 2008 Lifetime movie Northern Lights. Working together that year set the stage for a relationship that became public in March 2009 when entertainment news sites reported an affair. Rimes and Cibrian were both married at the time. Randy was also married to Brandi Glanville, who was a model and TV star. At first, Rimes denied having a connection with Cibrian, but later he changed his mind. In July 2009, she broke up with Sherrimet. Cibrian also asked for a divorce from Glanville on August 24, 2009, saying that they could no longer get along. That summer, the pair lived together, which showed even more that they were committed, even though tabloids and social media users were critical. Rimes and Cibrian announced their engagement to the public in December 2010. On April 22, 2011, they got married in a small ceremony in California with about 40 guests, including his boys Mason and Jake from his marriage to Glanville. What started out as a relationship at work and a tabloid story turned into routine at home over the next few years. The change from anger to politeness helped calm down the tabloids and reframe the couple in the news as a long-term pair instead of a constant scandal. Loretta Lynn is number 10. Loretta Lynn, who was born to a coal worker, became famous for singing honest songs about love, betrayal, and the strength of women. Much of her honesty came from the fact that she had a rough love life, centered mostly on her long and complicated marriage to Oliver Doolittle Lynn, with rumors of other relationships going around during her work. She got married to Doolittle Lynn in January 1948, when she was 15 and he was 21. After a quick relationship of only 1 month, they got married. During their almost 50-year marriage, Doolittle was said to have had several affairs. Loretta herself said that she sometimes knew about his affairs, but she chose to stay with him because of their kids and the close, difficult relationship they had. She said that Doolittle was both the love of her life and the reason she had so many broken hearts. Folks in Nashville talked about Loretta having at least one affair with another country singer when she wasn't with Doolittle. This happened as her fame grew. These claims were never proven, but she did say that when her marriage was rough, she found comfort and company outside of it. In the mid-1970s, she did a lot of traveling and became close with a number of male musicians. Some sources said that at least one of these friends, Hips, turned into a relationship while she was away from her husband for a long time. Loretta never confirmed in public that she had a relationship like that, but the emotional honesty of her songs at the time led to rumors. Shania Twain is number 9. Shania Twain's love life has been just as exciting as her music business. On December 28, 1993, she married director Robert John Lang, who was born in South Africa. Lang helped shape her sound by producing her first big hit, The Woman in Me, and the next one, Come On Over, which went on to become the best-selling country record of all time. They were both very successful in their personal and professional lives. They split their time between Switzerland and the U.S. and kept their marriage mostly secret. The turning point was when Twain and Lang said they were splitting up in May 2008. The public first heard that Lang's marriage had ended, but it soon became clear that she had been having an affair with Marie-Anne Thibault, Twain's close friend and Swiss assistant. The deception was very bad. Later, Twain said that she had told Marie-Anne about problems in her marriage, but she didn't know that.